Hey, what's up, y'all? All right, I want you to look at this. You can see the last time, or you can see a big change from the last time. In the first episode, I did the B&RMC mashup, and I kind of ended it a little bit early. So I decided to go back and do a few more trials with it. I ended up probably doing about 8 or 9 different versions, but I'm really happy with the way this one came out. To me, it really reminds me of Mean Streak, Mean Streak. It really reminds me of Steel Vengeance quite a lot, and I really was going for that in this section right here, so I'm pretty happy with that. So let's take a look at how we got here. Alright, so if we go back in time, you see that I took a look at what I did in the last episode, and I really was not happy with it. I felt like I could do a lot better. I felt like, number one, it ended too early, especially considering the height of the ride. I felt that the aesthetics of it weren't particularly appealing to me. The triple down, if you recall, was something that I did want to put into the ride just as sort of an homage to Lightning Rod. Unfortunately, I didn't like where it was placed in the ride. I felt it interfered with the 0G stall in terms of its looks. So I took that out, or actually I started right there. I took that out. One of the things I felt in the previous design too was that it was missing more inversions, because we know RMC typically has, for something say this size, probably 4 inversions. So I think I ended up, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I ended up with 4 inversions on this. So I went through several iterations of this over the past 2 weeks. I did a lot of playing around, just trying to get that sort of RMC feel to the end of it. It is supposed to be a mix of B&M and RMC, so at the beginning, some of the feedback I got was people were getting more B&M from that, even though I was using RMC elements, because they were so huge and flowing and graceful and sort of spread out. It had much more of a feel of a B&M. So towards the end, I really wanted to put in some of that kind of crazy wackiness that goes on an RMC ride. So I fooled around with it and came up with several different endings until finally I settled on one I really liked. And one thing I really wanted to do was to have a lot going on in the lift hill structure. Originally, I was going to do a sort of a Goliath at Six Flags Great America type of structure for the lift hill, but instead I decided to use a wooden lift with, or wooden supports with a wide lift structure, so that way the end of the ride will be playing around a lot in that structure, because that was one of the my favorite parts of Steel Vengeance, was how much the second half of the ride was really twisted up in the framework for the coaster itself. So I'm not going to go through all the iterations I did. Let's switch over to NoLimits and take a look and see. So you see here already one big change I've made, and that is I added this wave turn here because aesthetically I really like the way this plays across, or plays with, what's going on in the background. So in the background we've got the front end ollie, and then we've got this wave turn coming across it. I really like the way that looks, and I think for the supports on the front end ollie, I'll probably do some sort of arch, something like what B&M does for, say, the support for Fury 325 or something like that. I think that might be an interesting combination. If not, I might do more of an RMC sort of box structure going up and around it. We'll see what that looks like. And then coming over here for the 0G stall, which is gigantic. I love this thing. I am not sure, again, if I'm going to do a B&M arch or if I'm going to do the box structure. I think the box structure would look really good, particularly on this. The arch could or could not look good on that. We'll see. I'll try the arch first, probably, just because it's fairly simple to do, and then I will try the box structure. Now if we sort of follow the ride around, you see here is where it disappears into that mass of lift hill structure, and that's what I was talking about just a little while ago. And it goes in and out of this several times, pops out the other end, sort of roars around near the station. I like that part as well, because when the other train is going up the lift, it passes directly by that, and then it disappears again into the structure before finally ending with an upward helix that is very B&M to me. I even in fact turned the G's up quite high on that to make it about 4 G's, just to give that sort of intense B&M feeling. So that's going to be about it for this episode. Like I said, in the next one we will do we'll work on the supporting structure. We'll also maybe start to work on some of the scenery. We'll see how far we get with that. Otherwise, we're just going to sit here and take a look at this ride and see what we think. So take care and enjoy the ride.